Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me today at the Nürburgring for the Manthey Racing Trackday, where I'm about to jump on board for a passenger lap in the Manthey GT2 RS. Now this is the fastest road car that has ever gone round the Green Hell. They set a record time of 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Now this car belongs to my friend Robert Mitchell. We're going to be meeting up with Robert in a moment to go around it, talk about the changes from the standard GT2 RS from Porsche, and then it's going to be time to hop on board for a ride of a lifetime with Tim Morley to experience what this is all about here at the Nürburgring. I am joined then by Robert.
Hey everybody, I'm Robert and welcome. I'm really excited to show you around one of my favorite cars in the GT2 RS MR.
Well, it's looking pretty epic. I've obviously seen your car a few times when I've come up here to the ring and so forth, but I've never really spent any time taking in all of the details, changes and everything that Manthey Racing have done to it.
Yeah, I mean, it really is a special car. A GT2 RS is already a pretty fantastic car for the road. It's a great, you know, I mean, there's people that daily drive them. There's all different kinds of options. But
they're also pretty mega on track.
They are. And then when you take it on track, you see a whole nother animal, and then Manthey Racing doesn't need a ton of introduction. They've gone through this car and they've completely refined it. And
you did a few laps with the car before you took it to them?
Yeah, we actually did different stages. So we did laps with it when it was completely stock, and then we did laps with it when it had just the suspension, and then we put the aero kit on it. So we have some cool comparisons all the way through. And I would say what Manthey Racing did is took the things that are the compromise, because Porsche has to build a road car. They took those compromised portions out of it and made it so it's truly ready just for the track.
With things like a massive wing, pieces on the wheels, extra aero, geo, the whole works. I mean, I don't really know where to begin.
Why don't I
yeah, definitely. That would be ideal.
So I think if you guys were to see a standard GT2 RS or GT3 RS, the wing is further forward and lower. It also has much smaller end plates. Another thing that has to do with the stock wing setup is that these the uprights are actually mounted to the trunk lid. And in this car, we've got a new trunk lid, and then we have the mounts directly to the chassis. And that's because on the rear of the car, at speed, this car has 200 kilograms of downforce, where the stock car only has 97.
So this is now, if you open the engine bay, that stays in place?
The engine bay, if you want to do full service, you have to take the wing off.
Okay.
So if we want to add oil or anything, we can pop it open, and we can add oil. But yeah, so the deck lid lifts up and the wing stays in place.
And it's also got the carbon lip on there as well.
Exactly, so we have the little lip. One of the neat things, if you want to talk about non-performance, one of the coolest things about this is the aero. You can hear it from a kilometer away. When this car's doing 250 kilometers an hour, it makes a really cool whistle sound. You'll hear it when you go out. It's really special. It's really neat sound. So when we're here in the car park, we know when the car's coming back because it's whistling coming down the straightaway.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
So engine-wise?
So engine is completely stock.
Okay, 3.8 litre twin turbo flat six.
Exactly. So it's a stock engine. It really doesn't need more power. A lot of time track driving has to do with technique as opposed to just raw power, right?
Yep.
So another thing that this has is obviously the aero's worked all the way through. It's got quite a large diffuser. If you check out underneath, a carbon fiber diffuser.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah. So that's quite a difference as well. But yeah, the power and everything is completely stock. License plate frame. Comes with the kit.
The wheels, we need to talk about what these are.
So these wheels, these are specific Manthey Racing BBS wheels, and they have this aero disc on it, okay? A lot of people have always asked, oh, does that do cooling? Does it do brake cooling like the old turbo fans and things like that? And no, this disc is actually an aero disc that helps control the airflow around the car. A lot of times what happens is air will get sucked in, put into the inner fender well, create lift, but this actually manages the airflow around the car and makes it more efficient. And having this right here, this disc, allows us to actually run 2 degrees less wing on the rear wing. When a wing is tilted forward, it creates drag. Yeah. It creates downforce and it creates drag. But these wheel discs create enough efficiency around the car that we can run 2 degrees less wing and get the exact same downforce figures, which ultimately means less drag and higher top speed.
That is fascinating.
So that's what these carbon fiber discs are for. And these discs are only available when you do the full GT2 RS MR kit with these BBS wheels. They don't fit on the stock wheels. Super light magnesium wheels. Wearing currently Sport Cup 2 tires. Yeah, so we run a Cup 2. We've tested the Cup 2R and it's a little bit faster, but with a professional driver that's out having fun, you don't necessarily for this type of lap. We can get probably at a fast pace about 80 laps out of this tire. I was going to say, this is quite loud. We can't really hear you over this GT3. We are surrounded by a mega lineup of epic Porsches here. Yeah, it's a fun track day.
Yeah, lots of special cars, PTS paint colours and everything. It's also noticeably lower.
Yeah, so obviously the car is also on a Manthey Racing suspension.
Yeah.
And it's a 3-way adjustable front, 4-way adjustable rear.
Okay.
And obviously with that it's set a lot lower. A lot of things that a lot of people don't realize is air underneath the car hurts aerodynamics. You need to manage the air under the car because that'll create lift. So a lower car with good aero management will actually have better downforce.
Yeah.
Part of that is the car's lower, and then on the front there's a Manthey Racing complete carbon underbody.
Okay.
So it's got a carbon underbody with air flicks that manage the air as well and force it out from underneath the floor pan.
Which is quite hard to see given how low it is.
It is. It's very difficult. These are just little air flicks. Again, they're not creating a ton of downforce themselves, but they're managing airflow, getting them away from the wheel area.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Makes sense. And I know you've done the Manthey interior as well.
Yeah, so we've done the Manthey interior. They call it Pepita. It's kind of like a houndstooth, but it's slightly different.
With the harnesses, all very set up, all very comfortable, all very track focused as it can be.
It's actually a very cool car. It's one of the most, I would say, reliable and just lap after lap.
Yeah. So, how many laps has this car done?
This car,
is it 1,000?
Not quite into the thousands. I think we're probably at about 500 laps. Maybe 550 laps.
That's not bad going.
And one other thing that this has that we didn't get to talk about, well, there's a lot of little things, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of little stuff that was done. But one other little thing that we've done, or that Manthey Racing has done, is they've put a larger water tank on it. The GT2 runs distilled water injection. Okay. And basically that cools the charge so that it can keep its horsepower on hot days and things like that. So we've actually run a larger tank in the front. I'll pop the bonnet and you can see.
Sure. Take a look at that. I didn't know that. There's a lot to this to make this car as brutally quick as it is. I mean, 700 horsepower, but now with the aero as well. Carbon bonnet.
So you can see how nice and cool it is, but it's got distilled water in it.
Yeah.
And so this is the stock tank, and then this is the Manthey expansion tank.
Okay. I mean, let's face it, it doesn't really matter if you lose a little bit of luggage space, does it?
It really doesn't. I think we did food delivery with this car one time.
Really?
And it was right when coronavirus hit and the restaurants were able to do food delivery. So
okay.
we went out and donated, I think, like 10 or 15 meals and did food delivery. And that was the only time I've had a trouble with the cargo space. So.
Fair enough.
The idea with that tank is that you can run a full tank of fuel on track at full throttle without running out of water.
Okay.
That's the concept.
Yeah. I mean, Manthey are based out here at the Nurburgring doing the testing here, so it makes sense. Well, I would say that was a perfect intro. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
It'll be time to hop on board in a moment and yeah, experience it. I'm like anxious, nervous, but excited. Let's do it. It is literally Porsche heaven around here. The different cars. We've got the Cup MR, we've got the GT2 RS MR. That is a nice colour. We come through this way. Look at all the different colours. GT2 RS. In fact, you can see the regular wing on the GT2 RS. Actually, you can see the regular wing here on the GT2 RS as well. So you can see how it doesn't have this lip. It's much lower. It doesn't have the gurney, the smaller end plates, and it's also slightly smaller in terms of the brackets. Some cars heading out on that way. We have lots of BTS cars. Part of the track day, they actually have all the cars serviced and maintained here as well. But very kind of Robert for the opportunity to go out in his car, which he's driven many times, many people have experienced as well. And today, I'm going to get my opportunity to feel what it's like in a second when it's fired up and we can head on out. It is time to climb on board. I'm joining Tim. How you doing?
How you doing? You okay?
Very good. Looking forward to this. So, yeah. Oh, right, it's gonna be time, let's do this. It's go time. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you've basically done a few thousand laps a season.
Quite a few, yeah. A fair few kilometres around here.
So we're in good hands, some very quick hands to experience this. I'm just making sure it completely tightens up.
So you need to show this lady the wristband.
Got the wristbands.
Okay.
Perfect. All right then.
You been in one of these around here?
Not a GT2 RS MR. Oh, I'm feeling the power and the torque. Full track day today. Oh wow. 260 through the compression. I suddenly feel very slow myself.
So we had to take quite a wide line there because there was a car approaching us from behind.
Yeah. Goodness me. This is mental. This is absolutely mental.
Constraints of the black stuff.
Yeah.
All good?
I'm all good. I'm just watching the speedo. 230, 240, 250, and whoa!
That's why you go for the brake pedal there.
Yeah. 30, 240, 250, 260, 270. 285, 290, goodness me, 290 something. Now straight and Christ.
Feel good?
I'm perfect. This is a phenomenal experience.
Bit of brake limiter there.
Just holding on tight. Oh, down towards the foxhole. 260, 250. As we catch up towards the GT3 RS.
We're really patient through here.
Yeah, slidey stuff. Wow. This is unbelievably fast.
Sort of remakes you think what's possible, doesn't it?
And the G-forces on the helmet as well.
All good?
All perfect. I'm just absolutely amazed by how ridiculously fast this is. Come to Bergwerk behind another GT3 RS.
We're really patient there on the power. 700 horsepower, he just wants to go.
Yep. Into the carousel. Oh goodness me. I've never been through that so quickly. I think the further around the lap we get, the quieter I get.
I'll take that as a good sign. fun.
Yeah, I'm short on breath. Oh, wow. Wow. Forget roller coasters.
I don't think I've ever seen you speak so little.
I've never spoken so little. I need a moment to like gather my thoughts. That was ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
You bet. Whew.
And we'll just ditch it here for a minute. So, well done.
I'm a bit shaky. I'm a bit like, ugh.
And
You'd probably expect I'm a little bit shaky. Wow. Slow movements, bit sweaty. I've had a couple of minutes to catch my breath, let some of the shaking stop, because that was a mega experience. To experience what that can do around the Nürburgring. And on a track day, you're allowed to time the lap. On a normal tourist and fast or tourist drives, says we're heading out, another GT3. On normal tourist drives, it's banned to time laps, but that, from bridge to gantry, was 6 minutes and 55 seconds. My first sub-7 BTG experience in this, and my word, it was fast. Tim is a pretty capable pilot. He's done many thousands of laps, and he knows how to bring this thing around the track so quickly, but also so comfortably. It felt controlled, it felt planted, it felt completely comfortable for going that quick. The speed it can carry through corners, the late braking points, in particular when you have two linked corners. This was a big, I guess, learning lesson for me in how late you can brake. A little dab through the first, heavy into the second, and just setting the car up, because the Nürburgring is so much about having fast speeds out of corners to carry down the straights. And this at the moment is running on the Michelin Sport Cup 2 tyres, not even the Cup 2 R tyres, the even stickier rubber, which would probably shave another 4 or 5 seconds off just in the tyres alone when it's at that kind of performance, that kind of level. At a slightly lower level they might make up a little bit more time, but I mean my word, my absolute word, that was an experience like on a different crazy stratosphere. I mean, it's so quick. So a huge thanks to Tim for driving me around in the car. Huge thanks as well to Robert for the opportunity to go on board his GT2 RS MR. And of course to the guys here at Manthey Racing for putting on an awesome track day at the Nürburgring Nordschleife. For me though, I think I need to go sit down, scratch my head a little bit more and try and work out how a car can get around a racetrack quite that fast. 6:55, the GT2 RS MR. Wow. Thank you very much for watching, guys. That's it for today, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers!